Hi, I'm Reb Myron. I'm a minister through Pathways of Light, and I've been a Course in Miracles student for 43 years. I'm going through the lessons this year, asking Jesus to clarify for me, and then I write from that clarity. And that's what I'm sharing with you today. So let's get started. We're looking at lesson 312. I see all things as I would have them be. Perception follows judgment. Having judged, we therefore see what we would look upon. For sight can merely serve to offer us what we would have. It is impossible to overlook what we would see and fail to see what we have chosen to behold. How surely, therefore, must the real world come to greet the holy sight of anyone who takes the Holy Spirit's purpose as his goal for seeing, and he cannot fail to look upon what Christ would have him see and share Christ's love for what he looks upon. I have no purpose for today except to look upon a liberated world, set free from all the judgments I have made. Father, this is your will for me today, and therefore it must be my goal as well. Perception is our story about what we see outwardly, and our story is determined by what we see within. I made a mistake in dealing with a situation. I misspoke and felt bad about my error. I wanted someone else to be guilty for the situation so that I didn't have to feel this way. But I couldn't pull that off because I know too much now. So this morning, I'm looking at this again, asking for clarity about what happened. I can't share the details because I would have to betray a confidence to do so, but I'm sure you can think of your own similar story simply by being aware of the resulting regret. Looking with the Holy Spirit, I see that I was feeling fear about the situation, even though I was telling myself I had forgiven it. Because the fear wasn't really forgiven, just denied, I spoke from fear and hurt someone in doing so. Looking at the lesson, I judged the situation and found it fearful. So I looked outward and saw my projection of judgment and fear. It showed up as a moment in this life story, and seeing the consequences of my denial, I regretted it. And oh, how I wanted to make the other person guilty. Fortunately, I could not. Again, I know too much to fool myself like that. I had to accept responsibility for my decisions. This lesson is very clear. We see what we want to see. This is always true. I wanted to see him guilty for my fear, and so I made a story in which that was true. I got to see my story played out in front of me. But once I saw it acted out, I knew I was wrong and also sorry for my error. I wanted to take it back, to make it right, and could not see how to do that. Everything that came to mind was an attempt to change the effect. That is the story. It is a cause that must change. The cause was my fear. If I had forgiven my fear, there'd be no story to project and no desire to see anyone guilty. If I remembered my true self, there would be nothing to forgive. I would have been the silent listener, the light that guided and healed. I made the error because, despite all the study and practice of these many years, there's still fear in my mind. And sometimes I foolishly believe I can hide from the fear and not act on it. Huh. What is left to do now? Well, I apologized. Now I must forgive myself. I'm not awake and my mind is not purified. I'm still playing out a script in this dreamscape, and sometimes I'm going to suffer and cause suffering because of it. I'm aware of my projections and aware of my judgment of myself and how all this makes both of us feel. This painful awareness allows me to honestly ask for forgiveness. Now, when I say I forgive this belief in fear, I know why I want to forgive it. And so it's a sincere desire. The lesson also assures us that just as our errors are played out for us, our forgiveness will be so as well. As the mind heals, our healed projections show us happier, more peaceful worlds. This has proven true for me many times. But when my mistakes are glaringly obvious, it's easy to overlook the correction and focus on the effects of the error. That is an ego response I have to overcome, and I do that through forgiveness. I'm doing my best as I can, doing the best I can as a stranger in a strange land, one with amnesia. So it's like trying to navigate unfamiliar territory with blinders on. I need to give myself a break. I deserve kudos for trying and not giving up. I'm letting myself realize this and to accept the forgiveness offered me by the Holy Spirit. Last night I felt stupid. This morning I feel redeemed through forgiveness. If there's anything to be done in the world about the situation, I'll be told. I accept the atonement for my errors and am grateful for the healing balm of forgiveness. Today I look forward to the forgiven world projected for me to see. I'm tired of flogging myself, Father. I'm ready to be healed. I hope that you found this helpful. If you did, then please like it. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. And I'll be back soon with another reading. See you then.